Bumblebee's a car that got me through some very hard times, and unfortunately, I let the registration slip. This is the story of the comeback. I've only got one goal with this build: to throw as much dirt as possible, as loud as hell. For that, I'm gonna put the biggest engine in the smallest car that I can register.
Welcome back to another episode, you beautiful people. Soldier has been on the dyno, and look at that. Look at the before and after. This is done by RK Garage, super legend, because look what he's done. The blue line is the before, the red line is the after, and I tell you, it's a game changer, because you could really notice that given up at about 4,000 plus, 4,300. It just didn't feel like it was going forward anymore, and now we're laughing. We are laughing. Cue the video. Let's have a look. So that's bloody awesome. I couldn't be happier. It's really transformed driving the car. It's never, ever been running better. So yeah, so if you got an L67, go see Reese at RK Garage. Now, check this out. I've just sanded back the roof and it fell apart. Oh no. And here as well. So that's where we're up to, and I'm a bit afraid to start sanding here because it might open up a hole. Right, this is obviously pretty scary because this is on the outside of the car where people will see it. So I'll have to put into practice all my attempts down here to do this one the best that I've done of any of the work that I've done so far. So how much are we going to replace here? I think I'm going to go to there and to there, and then cut it square across there before it really gets on too much of a roll, just there, so that the piece that I make will be relatively simple. It'll just be a square, and I'll have to, I have to put a slight roll on it, but I think I can do that. And then for these little guys here, we'll see how that first one goes. All right, guys, that was easy to cut because I put my finger underneath that lip there, that rain guard, and I could cut a nice straight line. But as you see, underneath there, there's this layer, which is still solid, but it looks pretty ugly. Now, I'm not going to cut that out because I don't understand how I could cut that out without making this much bigger, and that's just making the job much more extreme. And at my skill level, I think I'm just going to treat it with R10 after sanding it back, and I'm going to fill in this patch here, and that's a problem for me in a couple of years, I guess. Let's go. All right, so that's cleaning up not too badly. We'll R10 that, and now I've cut this guy out and just put this over the hole, right? And then scribe how big I want it, and then we'll go cut that out. Right, just cut that out there, and then, oh, hot. We go in here, mate. That's where it will go. Looks, mate, it's a bit big. Do some trimming. Yeah, it's too big. Well, so I made it too big. What I do is just turn on the grinder and grind down the edge. Simple. All right, I've been grinding on the edge of this, and it's close now, but you want to have a little bit of a gap, about that, just some gap for the weld to get in, like there. Yeah, that'll be beautiful. And we don't have that gap yet at the top side there, or at the bottom side, so it's a bit tight. Need to just yeah, we need to open up a bit more gap. Let's do that. Okay, we got our piece, but now we have to make the shape because it's hard to see on camera, but what's actually going on is this goes straight up and then leans over there. So straight up, leaning over. And once it leans over, it's not really round, it's kind of just straight, actually, and then the curve starts there. So we're going to go straight up, lean it over. So that'll be the bit where it's straight. Okay, I went to the store, I bought rust converter. I did get this back pretty much to shiny metal. It's quite thick, so I was able to grind on that for a while and get it back pretty clean. Now, come along here, I cut this hole out, and you can see in there, slightly surface rusted. And then, oh, look what I've found. Focus, there we go. Quite a lot of holes through here. And then coming along here, we've got this section there. So what I'm thinking, I don't know if this is the go, but I might drill some holes. I might drill a hole there, and then feed this R10 in and try and de-rust some of the inside and do the same along here. I don't know, that could work. Okay, the R10's been on there for 24 hours, and what I've discovered is you can get into the roof here and along here from the back side. Check it out. Just there, you can get over the top there, see? And it's the same here, you can get over the top, and even at the front. At the front you can, and look at that, another bloody rust spot there at the front. So I have covered it completely on the inside now with R10. Well, it's in there. I didn't film too much. Sorry about that. But more to come on this episode, and let's go do some burnouts in the car park. Welcome back to the channel, Hilux fans. On this episode, we're replacing rusty sections of the roof. Look at these holes. Oh, it's got pen on it, but yeah, there's holes, and they're everywhere. This bit here, I've hit it with a screwdriver. It seems to be better. I've already replaced this piece, and as you can see, I don't think I've done a bad job there. So now we're going to cut this out, and I'll bring you along for the ride. Let's do it. All right, I'll just give you one of my maddest tips ever. This kit here is like 20 or maybe 30 bucks, and it comes with these little guys, which if you try to buy just from Bunnings, I'm pretty sure it'll be $1,000 for one. So it's cheaper to get this kit from Super Cheap. Now, this is the weapon, and we're gonna nick this. See this lip? This lip is gonna get hit. There's no way to cut into that without making a dent in there, but you know, that's what the weld is for. We can fix. Yummy. Yum, yum. All right, so that looks bad, but I put my finger back here and I've cut it in just the right spot because the rust actually, there's no rust in there. That bit's good. Over here, yeah, she doesn't feel great at all. But this is a new piece in here, so what I'll do is I'll just cut that much more out, get rid of that bit of rust that continues on there. That's a new piece of metal. Should Should be good. Yep, this is where we're at. We've got this cut out. It's a pretty good fit. You want to have a little bit of a gapsies all the way around the outside, and to make that gap, I just use this and just slowly grind down the edges until it's the exact right dimensions, and then we're going to make it go zip. This is it. It's in there. These low spots are impossible to get them out, as far as I understand, unless you can get on the back there and hit them with a hammer, which you can't because there's like a sill thing in the back there. So I figure they'll fill with body filler. Now, we're onto this square here. Once we've done that square, got the final bad guy right there. But I'm pretty happy with that. It's not too bad. Okay, so I've cut it out, and as you see, it looks rusty all the way to the edge. So I'll put my finger in there, and I can feel that the rust just goes to about there. So I've got to make it a bit bigger. And on this side, I just about got it perfect. We'll just go just a smidgy bigger there. We should be good. Alrighty. Now, you see it's a little bit proud, sticking out a little bit. So what you do is lean on it, you get it flush, put that against your belly, and then in the best spot that you can find, the most even spot, zap it. Alright, so it's moved a bit on me. It's come up a bit close here. We've got to open that back up. And then it's a bit too close there, so I'll just widen that just a smidgy. Blew a hole in it there. Blew another little hole in it there. But we can get that in from there. We can work on that. See, it's not too bad. Righto guys, we've got that all stitch welded in. Down here it looks hell messy because when you're trying to use the welder, it wants to arc against the edges, like against the lip, and yeah, it was real hard. But this grinding stone does a good job of getting in there and cleaning that up. So now we've got to do some grinding. Let's do that. It's in. Now I've got to weld up these cuts that I made. That shouldn't be too hard. Let's do that. Holy dooly! Check it out. That came out pretty bloody good. This one here that I did before had a few low spots. I don't know what causes them, but I know that to get rid of them, you got to hit them from the back, which is, as mentioned, impossible on this design. And this one, look, really not much of that low spot stuff happening to talk about. In here, that's going to get the bog treatment, and I'm hoping that, see that little design, that little curl, that little lip there, that maybe we can shape that back in with a bit of bog, because it was a bit above my pay grade to be making that. Until the next one, Hilux fans, keep it upright, and if you do roll it, LS swap the next one you get. See ya.